my name is Oladipo Basirat Adebumi. I'm the CEO of ZABFAT Travels. We are into stationaries, we have accessories, we are into glass accessories, bathroom accessories, and we are into travels and tour. My parents are from Ogun State, but I was born and brought up in Lagos State, Mushin. So my father is from Jogorile Egbado. My mother is from Ibadan in Oyo State, and I'm married from Lagos State. I'm married to Alhaji Ismail Oladipo. He's a politician and he's a well-known person in Mushin. All my education are in this Mushin environment. My primary school, New City Primary School. Then my secondary school, New State High School. And I went to Lagos State Polytechnic from Hendish. My first business is a fabric textile business. I learned it at Oshodi and I started it. It was not a successful business because I don't have a lot of money then to invest in the business, so it failed. After I couldn't make it from the textile business, I had to go and work as sales girl here in Mushin. I work with a very known person in Mushin. She's into stationaries. That's why my first successful business is stationaries. So she deals with printing machines. So from there I learned how to make printings. I learned about printing. So I do printing also. We are into printing. Let me say we are still into printing. So from her, I learned how to sell stationaries, the source, how to produce. We have something that we call spiral wire. So how to produce it. So when I left in 2003, when I left our place in 2003, I started my own business. I started from a kiosk, we call it container then, and it was beside a gutter in a very popular road, Ladipo, very close to Shaking George. So we started from container. So I started with stationaries because then there is no money to establish big. So we started there. So along the line, we were told that the Lagos State don't want containers beside the roadside, so we have to look for another source. Along the line, while I was still in container, I was able to secure a shop near where I'm selling. So we have that one, but because that place is it's inside the street, the sales is not coming there. So, but we don't have choice. We have to go there. That is when I started producing spiral wire. Then I'm into the business. People know me because of my former boss. If they want that business, that line of the business, you can't just go into the business. They will ask you, okay, this person is from who? Is from where? Where is she coming from? So they have to link you with your boss then before you can make it in that industry. So most people know me because I stay like 5 or 6 years without my boss. So I'm a well-known in that field. So when I started producing that spiral wire, people know me and they started coming. So a lot of suppliers started coming. Okay, what we used to sell for us. So we started selling. I started selling for them. And it comes to a stage. I said, okay, instead of me buying, let me look for partnership. Let me look for somebody that will be bringing this item from China, because before they brought it, they used to bring that item from Germany, Japan. But when China started coming up, so I have to go and look for somebody that will be bringing it for me, that I'll be taking a percentage instead of selling from them. Remember, I said there is no fund then. So all the importers gave me on credit because of my credibility. We started like that, and for years I've been like that. Before I started, okay, let me look for somebody that will be bringing this product for me so that I'll be selling. So I went to one Alhaji. I knew that Alhaji from my former place of work. He said, no problem. And I gave him all the material. True to his word, he brought that item from China. The first year was okay. So many people trusted me with their phones. Let me be clear with that. So many people trusted me with their phones. So whenever he brought his items, no matter how much that money is, he will not take his money until we saw that market finish. So after we've sold all the markets, we'll now sit down, we do our accounts, I take my percentage. I think then I'm taking 5% on whatever I sell for him, Then apart from that percentage, I'm making my profit as a reseller too. So that make it, the money started coming in, alhamdulillah. So I decided to go into importation. I think that was around, let's say 16 years ago. I can't remember, but I'm sure it's 16 years ago. So I start, let me say, okay, let me do it. 2010, thank you so much. So around that 2010, I said, okay, let me risk it. Let me just take the step. So there is this man, I want to mention his name. His name is Mr. Bidemi. He's into computer. He's into graphic design. So I will say, Mr. Bidemi, please come. I want to source. I will wait for him. He will come. He started doing it for me. And anytime, okay, China, the difference in China time with our time is like 5 or 6 hours. So if I send a mail yesterday, they could have replied me, but I need to wait for him to come. So it started pulling me back. I said, okay, I don't think this is necessary. But when he come, he said, Elijah, don't worry, let's do it. He now got a thing and said, come, please, put me through how you are doing this thing. And I said, is it because I'm getting late? Are you? And I said, no, I'm not an edge. I just want to be able to do it on myself. So if you are not around, I won't be waiting for you to do what I want to do. And I said, okay, no problem. So he taught me how to use internet then. So we have to go to cyber cafe, buy time. Then that is how I start about importation. My first importation, because it's a risk, it's a huge risk for you to set that kind of money then to put it on, just send it to supplier in China without you seeing the supplier one-on-one. So I have to take that risk that, okay, if this money come back, alhamdulillah. If the money goes, it's part of the risk I take to succeed. Unfortunately, the goods came. It's a 20-feet container. It's a 4-wire, the big carton. I think by that time, I used like 900 and something. It's not up to 1 million. Then my husband is still working in the bank. When we wanted to, the drama of sending the money, let me just share that one with you so that you can laugh when you are saying this. When we wanted to send that money, I was pregnant then and I was heavy. My husband is still working with a popular bank in Ikeja. We need to change the money. We were afraid about giving us counterfeits. Giving all this money, like selling counterfeit dollar to us. So I have to go and meet my husband at Ikeja. The whole Ikeja, as heavy as I am, my husband left his work during his break. I think they always have break like 1 hour or 30 minutes by that time in the bank. We now started roaming the streets of Ikeja looking for dollar. But alhamdulillah, finally we got the dollar. I paid it to my bank. The supplier got the money and he sent my goods. That is how we got started with importation. And after we started importation, everything turned around. Alhamdulillah, that's how we are where we are today. First of all, the challenges is the risk we are taking. The risk. If you don't have mind, you can't go into importation. I'm telling you, you can't go into importation. You can't go into importation, you can't go into business generally, because business is all about risk. First, it's about sending your money, hoping the goods will come. Then after the goods come, what you place the order for. The Chinese is, alhamdulillah, now they have a translator. Then they don't have what they will use to translate it. You may say you want A and they'll produce B. When the goods come here, when the goods comes here, you now say that this is not what I bargained for. The greatest risk I made was in 2016. That was when the dollar is scarce. That the dollar starts from 120 to 400. And I have a consignment coming in. I'm expecting a consignment from China. And I need to pay my supplier. So there is no way you can get dollar. So my supplier now refer me to somebody at Port Harcourt. I've never seen that person before. He said that the person is also buying from me. And he just sent me money yesterday. So why are you telling me you can't send money? That means I will not ship your items. And what we sell, you remember I said it's a spiral something that they use for calendar. It's a seasonal product. So it has to come in before December. So I need to pay her. So and okay, when he introduced me to that person, okay. So the person said you can assist me in sourcing for dollar. I said no problem, send it to me. If I send you the money, how long does it take for you to send to my supplier? He said, Shay, I know that he's not the one sending the money. So the person that he's using, let's say like 3 days, the supplier will get it. Okay, I said no problem. And I took that risk of sending him that money. You can't believe this man did not send my supplier the money until after a month. The goods, my supplier refused to send the items. I don't have extra money to send to source for another dollar to send to her. So we at that point, where there is no goods, there is no money. I think that's the highest risk I think I've taken. But later on, with the help of Allah, he later sent that money. My supplier just messaged me that Basira, he sent the money. So alhamdulillah. So I think that's the highest risk I've taken. I'm into this business since 2003. That's 23 years ago. 23 years ago. The breakthrough came when we first import our items. When we first started importation. The first product we brought was 20-feet container, and a single person bought other markets. So it's not something that, okay, I brought the container and I was looking for people to buy. Actually, I was looking for people to buy because I'm new into importation. There is this guy, he's late now. He just came out. Basura, they said you brought items. You brought wire. I said yes. He said, what standard? I said, what I brought is from China, but what I make is Germany standard. You remember I said our products always come from Japan and Germany. I said, what I brought is Germany standard. He said, and there is a company that is looking for that standard. Can you give me a carton? Let me go and show them. I said, no problem. I gave him the carton. And the next day, they invited me for a meeting. When I got there, they said, we saw your products. You brought a good product and we like it. That, I think the container, we have 240 something inside the container. And the company bought 220 at the spot. And they paid immediately. So that's where the breakthrough comes in. I would not want to mention we have this, we have that. But part of the great achievement I see that we make is people referring us. If you need an item or you need the service we produce, people will tell you definitely go to ZABFAT and source for what you need. Alhamdulillah, in this machine and environment, if you mention ZABFAT to anybody, you won't ask two people before they take you to our place. That's an impact. We have a social responsibility to our community. In that, we are fully involved. So in our CDA, in Mushi generally, before you mention ZABFAT, one or two people will tell you, okay, I know her. She did this, she did that, because I would not want to mention it. But Alhamdulillah, we have imparted so many true or indirect, because we still partner with some other people that will say that they are into social work. That we have some organization in Mushi that they want to lift people out of poverty, that they want people in Mushi to be recognized. Like this person that is doing this interview is part of his own contribution to our communities. We have like Mushi Empowerment, which is organized by somebody close to me, that we are part and involved in that program. Through this my business, like people that have worked with me, they have started their own business. We have people that came in to do their NYSC. We put them through what we are doing. Most of them started it, and alhamdulillah, they are doing well. They are doing well. ZABFAT in general, because as I said earlier, we are into so many things. Our new baby is ZABFAT Travel and Tours. The ZABFAT wire is a name that people are requesting for now, and I hope the publicity goes on. May Allah keep us safe till very long time and keep us alive. I hope that after I've lived very long, the name continues to. My children take after it. People that work with me take after that name. So the business, I expect it to be bigger and bigger than this in the nearest future. There is no shortcut to the success. There is no shortcut to success. There is no shortcut to success. I said this to anybody that cares to know. Hard work pays. Education pays. Education is not a scam. Education is not a scam. If you are not educated, how do you want to live in this society? If you are not hardworking, do you want to go around begging people for funds? Work, pray. Work, pray, work and pray. And inshallah, the breakthrough will come. My name is Oladipo Basirat. I'm CEO of ZABFAT Travel and Tours. This is my story, and I hope it inspired you.